I believe until now, you have heard praises about how Bitcoin has actually transformed many people's lives. Some claim to be making millions out of investing in Bitcoins. This video is meant to enlighten you on the benefits of owning Bitcoins in your life if the subject of finance is of much importance to you. The first reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because it is easily accessible. Bitcoin is so accessible to anyone worldwide. You can invest in it if you have an internet connection and spare cash. Registering an exchange account and purchasing Bitcoin with a debit card takes just 5 minutes. And if you're from a country with no access to modern banking systems, you can still obtain Bitcoin by buying directly from another person through over-the-counter or peer-to-peer sales. You do not need a minimum amount to invest, a financial background, or a broker certificate. All you need to buy Bitcoin is the willpower to do so. Since the size of the crypto market, Bitcoin is extremely liquid. You can buy Bitcoin whenever you want, and also in as much quantity as you want. The second reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because it is decentralized. When an individual finds himself in situations such as money laundering, terrorist financing, or writing bad checks. In normal traditional finance, you risk the chance of having your account deleted by a broker website or your assets frozen by a bank. Even if you make money through investing, you're technically not safe until you convert it into cold hard cash. But in the case of Bitcoin, it is an extremely decentralized asset. The term decentralization actually means that everyone can participate in the Bitcoin network and send money over it. You can join the network as an investor, miner, or user. But the moment you join the network, you cannot interact with a centralized entity that manages the network. Through decentralization, no one would be able to steal or freeze your assets. This is because the code behind Bitcoin makes it impossible for the founder or anyone else to manipulate the Bitcoin network or its subsequent wallets. The third reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because it has high long-term returns. Bitcoin is the best performing asset since the day it was launched. Until now, it has delivered an annualized return of 230%, performing 10 times better than the stock market. Even though Bitcoin faces much higher volatility than any other stock or asset, it sees long-term growth in higher time frames. Unlike the stock market, which faces so many crashes and makes many people run at a great loss, Bitcoin keeps on becoming more valuable, hence attracting more users and investors. The fourth reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because it has instant transactions. In the case of bank transfers, it takes a few business days to process. And if you transfer more money than you usually do, the bank might put your transfer on hold and ask you a million questions before fulfilling your request. On the other hand, Bitcoin takes only 10 minutes to process your transaction, and you can send as much money as you want to whomever you want. No one has the ability to freeze your transaction, or will anyone ask you anything. To make things even better, your identity is completely anonymous on the blockchain, and no one, especially not the banks or the governments, knows what you're doing. The fifth reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because it has a store of value. Even though it has not performed so well in this role in the fight against inflation, it is true to say that Bitcoin is a store of value assets. In countries where hyperinflation rampages, Bitcoin has actually proved its worth so many times. In some countries such as Venezuela, Argentina, Turkey, Japan, and other parts of Europe, the local currency has drastically lost its value against the dollar. Hence, the citizens of those respective countries flock to over-the-counter markets to buy Bitcoin and minimize the damage done to their monthly paychecks. The sixth reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because it has no tracking. Unlike the traditional currency systems whereby the third parties are also included and also on the watch to see your actions, the data contained in a personal Bitcoin wallet is usually kept private. In that case, no one can know the number of transactions made, the balance left in the Bitcoin wallet, or even know whom you are sending or receiving from. The seventh reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because it has no taxes. There is nothing that is painful when it comes to income taxation. The government claims that taxation is one of the sources of income that manages and sustains the growth of the economy of your respective country. Even despite the fact that you still want more than you earn, the government still takes a share of what you earn forcefully. But when bringing the topic of Bitcoin to the table, we find that since the third party cannot intercept the transactions in the Bitcoin wallet, hence there is no way of implementing taxations in the system. The eighth reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because Bitcoins cannot be stolen. I believe since the day you were aware of the importance of money in your life, you have heard so many cases of money being stolen from banks by fraudsters. These cases are very common. This is because it only requires just a few authentications in order to gain access to your bank account, which can also be done either online or physically. And this can result in a great loss of money that belongs to the banks or even the customers, making the victims run at a great loss from their hard-earned money. Unlike the conventional currency system, Bitcoin Bitcoin is actually the safest way possible to your hard-earned money. In order to do any transactions, then it needs your physical presence and your own private key, which can only be changed by the legal owner. This makes it very hard for one to be in situations whereby you end up finding yourself a victim of being stolen your hard-earned money. The eighth reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because it has a lower transaction fee. Bitcoin transactions generally have lower fees when compared to the traditional financial systems, especially for international transfers. This can be very beneficial for businesses or individuals involved in global commerce, as it reduces costs and increases efficiency. The ninth reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because it is fast and has borderless transactions. Bitcoin transactions are typically processed quickly, especially when compared to the traditional banking systems, which often involve delays and intermediaries. Moreover, Bitcoin transactions are not restricted by national borders, enabling seamless and frictionless transfers between individuals or businesses across the continents and worldwide at large. The 10th reason why Bitcoin is essential when it comes to the topic of finances. It is because of the investment opportunity. Bitcoin has gained significant value over the years, making it an attractive investment option for those seeking potential high returns in their investments. However, it's important for you to note that Bitcoin's price is highly volatile, and investing in it carries risks. It's advisable to do a thorough research and exercise caution before engaging in any investment practices. We have actually come up to the end of the video, but before you click off from the video, I would kindly ask you, if you are new to this channel and you are interested in topics such as entrepreneurship, business, sales and marketing, life skills and motivation, then consider yourself at home by clicking the subscribe button below for you to be notified once I upload a new video. And the fact that you have reached this point, then it means that you found the video very interesting. Go ahead and click the like button to show your appreciation and gratitude. As for now, goodbye.